The rest of the Arctic Monkeys were banging on the door, saying, "Let's rock." By the time I sat down to write for this album, I felt as if I always knew where it was going to go if I sat down with a guitar. There was no surprises, especially because I'd worked at... I'd written a lot of songs, you know, just prior to that point as well, like, in that way. So I don't know how the piano showed up, and that seemed to... to it in the way I did once when my dad brought me a guitar home when I was sort of 15, I fell in love with that and was, you know, got really... With the piano, I never... really... A big part of this record, definitely. I just started to explore it a bit more. And suddenly, yeah, your fingers are falling in different places than they do on the guitar, and I'm sort of surprised by the sound. You know, then I started to... I was taken to a different place, and I had all these lyrical ideas, I think, that I wouldn't have...
It's actually a big birthday present. Can I ask you who gave it to you, or is that a personal question? Is it just a friend who...
It is, but you can ask it. Yeah, no, it was me. My friend and also our manager.
Okay, yeah.
For me, he gave me.
Song of the album, that's the one everybody's talking about, because you say something about the Strokes, which is a band that you really like. I saw that YouTube video when you were... somebody was filming you with Miles Kane dancing on the Strokes concert. It's really one of the most important bands for you?
Oh, definitely, yeah. Absolutely, yeah. I don't think without that band, I don't think we're, like, having this conversation, probably.
Really?
Really, yeah. Because we didn't, you know, like, that was the... Like, Nick, who's the bass player in the Monkeys now, he gave me the Is This It album. And that's, you know, then we, like, all went in the garage and, like, started making some racket. This lyric, it doesn't sort of stop at the word Strokes, but let's just suppose it does for a minute. I think I think I wrote that expecting it to be something that I would change later. And by the time I came back around, I think I was... To change it, I was attracted to how blunt it was and the truth in it, I suppose. And also, to me, the first thing it gives me is it makes me just think of how much time has passed seemingly quite quickly.
I just wanted to be one of the Strokes. Now look at the mess you made me make. Hitchhiking with a monogrammed suitcase, miles away from any half-useful imaginary highway.
You live in Los Angeles. You also wrote most of these songs in your house in Los Angeles?
Yeah, all of it really, I think, yeah. The difference maybe with this record though is that I did do a lot of it in, like you say, at home, and so there's probably there's some comfort that comes with that, those surroundings. And whilst, you know, over the years I'd write a lot at home, I wouldn't necessarily go as far as to record at home, and that's what certainly with most of the vocals on this record are from the original demos, and I'm the only person in the building, and it's like...
Yeah. So it's a really... Is it more like a personal album? Because why is this an Arctic Monkeys album and not an Alex Turner album?
Because that's what it was always meant to be, was a Monkeys record, really, yeah. And
how big is the influence
of
the other
playing
guys?
on it as well.
Yeah, but how does it work then? So you have those songs, and then you give it to them, and they listen to it, and you ask if they can add something, or
I'd be writing, and I'd be using this recording device, but I felt it was a writing tool as much as anything. You know? So I'd sit there like with the microphone and the thing I've just played on piano and like sing an idea over it, and you know, work it up like that. And then eventually Jamie came over and added some guitar to these recordings. We took them tapes to a studio down the road in Hollywood and added some more stuff there. And ultimately, the whole band and everybody went to a studio outside Paris called La Frette, where we kind of put the band on it for real. You know, there's this wonderful room there when we first walked in, and we thought, at the studio La Frette, and we thought, wouldn't this would be a great room to, you know, fill with people and have 2 pianos going and 2 drum kits, and like just try and do that type of recording. That's something we've never really done, but I've always, you know, a lot of records we love were made that way.
It's like Pet Sounds, for example.
Yeah. Exactly. The one that really worked, I think, doing it that way, in that sort of everybody in a room, was the last track, Ultra Cheese. But I think we still got like a lot of energy out of recording that way that you can hear on some of the other tracks as well.
I like the album artwork, and it's something that you've also been involved in. It's a stylish thing, and it's based on some kind of a model you made. Could you tell me something more about that?
Yeah, but that's what it is. It's a model that I made. I think once we agreed that the title was going to be Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino, one of the first things I thought of was the idea of the sort of architectural model of a hotel, yeah. I would call it the lobby model, that the idea that the model of the place is in its lobby. It's kind of is a interesting loop. Well, I started off with a piece of graph paper and I drew a hexagon on it simply as a starting point, or like for no other reason than this is the 6th record, so it was one side for each record. I thought, well, that's the rule, that everything has to be 6-sided in this thing. And then when they're making models for actual buildings, I believe that the first part of that is, I think, what they call a study model.
Yeah.
So that's what I think this is in my mind. And yeah, but the study model, in fact, ended up replacing, quite literally, the machine in the studio because the 8-track machine got broken at a certain point, and so was moved out into the corridor to go and get fixed, and now in its place lives the album artwork, yeah. If someone wants to have a discussion about writing lyrics or the way I have a lot. There's a lot to discuss there, and I'm quite open to doing that, even enjoy it sometimes. But I think that where it gets difficult is, you know, sometimes people sort of start a conversation as if that's what it's going to be about, but really they'd rather just know the names and addresses of the people that it's about or something. You know, they don't really want to get into it.
Yeah.
But
is it autobiographical when you write songs?
I think it it absolutely all says something about me, like it or not. Even if you, as you just said, even if it seems like it means nothing, it's still, how can it really, I suppose?
Yeah.
You know, you sort of, it's all in there because I chose for it to be there, so it's got to say something about me in one way or another, right? I think.
If you see a lyric, like for example in Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino, there's this lyric, kiss me underneath the moon's side boob, that's more difficult to understand.
Wow.
But it's...
You're the first person to pull that one out, Stang.
But it's a cool lyric.
Thanks, man.
I really don't know what it's about, but it sounds cool.
I like that you pulled that one out of there. I haven't had a chance to talk about that yet.
Let's talk about it.
It was we were all out. It was when we first got back together to think about making a new album with the Monkees, and we were all out under it was a starry night, and there was a really thin crescent moon in the sky, which Jamie from the band described as the moon's side boob, and I thought that was quite.
That's what it is.
Profound.
Yeah.
In close on a crisp eve, baby. Kiss me underneath the moon's side boob. Good afternoon, Tranquility Base, Hotel and Casino. Mark speaking. Please tell me how may I direct your call?
AM was a collection of great rock songs, and they were all hits. This is more like one big piece with great songs and a great vibe. It's something totally different than AM. Was that something that you really wanted to do?
I don't feel there was a way to continue doing the AM. I think I'd said that in about as many ways as possible, and I was sort of reminded of that by a friend of mine. It did start me thinking, well, about exploring. Well, the introduction of the piano obviously made me explore musically in a different direction, but I think then the sort of sounds the music I was composing then, pulled me in a different direction lyrically as well. I do think a lot of the cues for the lyrics came from that, but also I was aware of the idea that I don't think I could have been singing about the things I was singing about on AM anymore. One, because so much time's passed since then, and also I think I've kind of done that just about as much as I've done that sufficiently, I think.
People can call it a concept album. Is that a bad word, or is that?
No, I don't think so. I mean, what I would say is, I think you've got Tranquility Base and the song 4 out of 5 that are very much connected, and you know, the style and the themes are obviously similar throughout the rest of the songs, and you know.
Cool to play all those interesting and big venues, but I guess sometimes it can be very hard because it's a long tour and you're far away from home and you can be tired after a while.
The tour we did last time for the last record, I remember not really wanting that to end. So, and I think you know, but who knows? I don't know. You know, I haven't. I suppose like one step at a time. You know? But we'll. I think it's been long enough that we're ready now.
You will be playing Rockwerker. That's a festival you played many times. When you come to Belgium, is there a specific feeling you have? Something that you think about when you play there? Or is it just one of many interesting European countries?
There are them festivals in Belgium that have done, like you say, like a lot of times, they're always great. Am I right in thinking quite a lot of people travel from overseas to go to them now? More than like, certainly like when we first were playing it. I feel like I've noticed that in the last couple of years, or even like know friends of friends or whatever, that'll be like, oh yeah, this is we're going to this festival now, which is obviously like testament to how much fun they are, right?
I have a few days left in Los Angeles and I want to listen to the album on a very interesting location. Do you have a special location? I heard something about those bat caves when you go up to Griffith Observatory.
Oh, the Bat Cave, that's up there. Yeah, there's a few, you know, Batman crops up now and again in this album.
Yeah.
Look out for him.
Yeah, well. Have you ever been there?
To the Bat Cave up there? Yeah.
Would that be a good place to listen to the album, or do you have another interesting spot that we can go to?
Yeah, I mean, if you can get hold of the butler ahead of it, and then hopefully you can go down in there and actually sort of. I mean, I can give you his number.
You have the bed phone number.
Yeah, and I'll give you Albert's number, and you know, maybe you can go and look at the sort of bat crime computer, etc. Depending on how busy they are.
Yeah, of course. We totally respect that. But we'll have a chance to look around, and hopefully, if the sun is out and the caves are open and we can listen to the music there, then we'll have the vibe. We're looking for the vibe.
He ain't got a bad system actually in there for listening to.
Really?
It. Yeah.
Just plug it in. And,
I already sent it to him, obviously.
He has it.
He's got the stream, so. Yeah, he'll go and listen to it with them.
I'll visit the caves and feel the real vibe of Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino. Why did it have to be a casino also? Just an hotel wasn't enough?
It's just so it's something for everybody.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you very much.
Nice fun.
Thank you.
Cheers, man.